Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the Wet Coast Wolves podcast. Today is July 28th. It's, it is Thursday. I was going to say it's Wednesday, but it's not Wednesday. You can tell I've been on holiday. I can't keep track of days anymore. Welcome back to people who have seen us before, and welcome to all our new viewers. We have over 500 subscribers. I'm so excited. I don't know where you all came from, but welcome. We're super happy to have you join us. I am Glenda on Ravelry and Glenda McDonald on Instagram and Wet Coast Wolves on Instagram, depending on what day I feel like posting from.
I'm Bernadette. I'm Eco Geek, EC0G33K, if you do it phonetically. And occasionally I'm also Wet Coast Wolves. Because
Yes.
it's a store, so most of the time it's her, but sometimes it's me pretending to be her.
Sometimes I can tell when it's you post, like, okay, aside from the fact that I know that I didn't actually post the picture because yes, it happens, but when I look back and I'm like, did I? Sometimes I forget, and I'm like, oh, I can tell by the, you don't put yous in your words. I need to, in like favorite.
Oh, yeah,
I noticed that the other day. I'm like, she's not being Canadian enough.
yeah, my dad gives me crap about that all the time, because I read a lot of books as a kid, when I was learning to spell, and they're all American publishers.
So then there's no extra use?
Yeah, so the U always looks weird to me. But what's funny is if I'd read, like, British books, the U would have been there, so my dad clearly should have thought this through more when buying me copies of Harry Potter, but he didn't.
Well, in the Harry Potter, you had to get the right one because,
You had to get the...
like, I got the the Philosopher's Stone, not the Sorcerer's Stone, and that was, like, the British one, and then they changed it. I don't know why. I got to the Harry Potter thing a little late. I just remember reading about it. This is totally waffling. Let's not go there.
So this is episode 7. I'd like to apologize for the giant delay in this episode.
Yes.
I was supposed to film on my own while Glenda was gone, and I had a lot of technical problems. I also am now moving, so there's been a lot, which is exciting, but there's a lot happening in my life. And just didn't have the patience to deal with technology, so I thought I'd just wait till Glenda got back, because she also took the mic with her, and I just couldn't do the thing.
I was intending to do some filming when we were traveling, and I never did make it to the Salt Spring Island Mill, which I wanted to do, but then also I did take a few little videos, which I think we're going to use as the intermission. But
I think that's the plan.
What's really funny is I actually took the time to like voice over the videos and be like, oh, this is this island and this is where we're sailing, and the wind noise is so atrocious that I think we're just gonna have to put music in, because you forget when you sail there's wind, and therefore it makes really loud wind noise on your camera. Surprise, surprise.
Did you how was your trip otherwise?
Oh, it was so nice. So we spent 2 weeks sailing. We just bought a very little, it's a 28-foot sailboat that we bought in March. And so we took it out for 2 weeks, and we learned the things that we would like in the future gigantic retire on boat. I call this like, we basically go glamping in our sailboat because it's small and it's, fits 2 of us comfortably. We had my 9-year-old nephew, Felix, came out for the second week from Ottawa. And it was a little bit tight quarters with 3 people in there. Mostly there's no storage space for clothing and knitting and other important things.
You need to get like a little dinghy that's like waterproof that you just like put
a little
off
bubble
the back.
that just drags behind. That
yeah,
was so
and either
funny.
for the nephew or for the yarn. But I was thinking for yarn.
The
but
yarn,
if the
probably.
nephew misbehaves,
yeah, we jokingly told him that he had to sit in the dinghy, but of course, then you see how much the dinghy bounces, and we're not that mean.
Well, if he gets seasick, who knows? Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, should we get on to
Knitting?
Knitting, yeah. Do you want to talk about your foes first?
Okay.
Probably. I was like, can we go back and forth? I think we can. I think I have an even amount of stuff. Mine's not terribly exciting.
I think you have a couple more than me, but
well, I didn't bring the top one. Anyhow,
okay,
this is your notes.
This is totally distracting me. I'm getting that
Super exciting.
that thing that Jody and the grocery girls talking about usually, where she's looking at the wrong. I feel like I'm looking here because anyway. I'm looking at the camera, but it feels weird to me. Okay, FOs. Sorry, I'm waffling today.
We also are in the process of drinking our coffee.
1 sock. Look at this. 2 socks.
Yay.
I finished the whole pair, finally.
Fireworks. Excitement.
Now, the question is, I can't remember now which one I did second. I think this was the first one, and this was the second one. Now, I don't know. They're the same dye lot and the same yarn, and I swear they're not like you wouldn't even know to me
Well,
that
they never stripe the same. The thing is, it's supposed to be Patton's version of Crazy Zebra Ball.
yeah, which
So it's
and
not supposed to be the same.
I suppose if you line it up like that, you can kind of see the same colors, but like I just feel like the tone of them is totally different, even
I think
though
you've been staring at them too long. They
yeah,
look
probably.
fine.
The other random thing about this second sock is I didn't actually make any notes about the first one, and well, there's a picture on Instagram you can go and look up, and you'll see that the toes do not match. They're not the same, because one of them I clearly did not follow the pattern all the way and cut it off before it got down to 12 stitches on each side. So they're a little bit different, but you know what? I have 1 foot longer than the other, so I'm just going to wear them like that. I'm not pulling them out because I'm just not. There's no way. But that's for, so it was Patons yarn, 2.5 millimeter Karbonz needles, double points, of course. What else? Patons Crochet sock, I just said that, is Cascade colorway, and it's the OMG heel cuff down, because I don't usually do toe up. And the one of the second sock, I totally followed the pattern for the toe and everything that's in the OMG heel. And the first one, clearly I changed it. I think it's a 64 stitch size, because I was trying to make them loose. They're kind of loose on me. Mike might steal them yet. I don't know. He told me he likes them, which means he's probably going to steal them.
That's good though.
We'll
That's
see.
like you could share steal each other's socks.
Well, I steal his, like when we go camping, I steal his t-shirts anyway, because his t-shirts are more comfortable.
Well, yeah, that's just wife girlfriend privilege.
Exactly.
Brian's entire button-up collection is secretly mine.
And then, so I'll just steal the socks too. It works really well. But yeah.
Do you want to do your other faux, or should I do one?
I'll do my other one.
Okay.
Wait, over here. Excuse my reaching out of frame.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of awkward reaching today.
Yes. So this is a little sweater.
Yay!
It's
Oh,
super
it's so cute.
The buttons I got, they're like old man. Can you see them? Old man buttons.
Can you see it? Can you see
You can
it?
kind of see them, yeah. They look like the leather ones, but they're not really leather. They're actually machine washable. This is for my nephew Max, and this I showed it on the last podcast, and I had kind of just was starting it, and I got all the way down almost to the bottom of where the ribbing starts on the bottom, and then I had texted my mom at some point and said, hey, what size is Max wearing in clothing now? And I was doing a size 6 sweater because he's 6, and she's like, oh, he wears size 8. So, you know, it was my mistake. I should have made bigger anyway, because that would make sense. So I had to rip it out and do it again, of course, because why would I knit a sweater once when I can knit it twice? And then, so I did it mostly on the trip. I actually did very little knitting on our sailing trip, which is really funny. I took 4 projects and did like nothing. I finished this and the sock, and most of that was done actually traveling on the ferry back in the middle. Anyway, this pattern is Jenny Weeb's Big Tom. That's Tom spelled Thom. Jenny is Canadian, and it is Diamond Tradition, which is Canadian yarn, so it's counted in. I put it in several Canadian knit-along entries. I have a thing with kid sweaters. Like, okay, this is gonna be weird. I can fit this arm. This is for a size 8 child. Like, I would wear this myself just a little bit. Actually, you know what? You wouldn't even have to make it longer. It's like a lovely little bracelet length. I'm so confused at these sweaters. Like, shouldn't they be thinner? I don't know. I don't have kids, so I can never, like, and I never see the after the fact when they put them on and see how they fit.
See,
So.
but you always think it's too big, but the thing is, kids are big, especially like boys. They
Yeah.
grow very, very quick, and
I
they grow
suppose.
like. There are some kids like
Trim some
who
ends.
go to adult size at a young age, and then they just don't move.
Yeah, I guess that's true, hey.
And also aren't like. Is that the family of kids that were like large to begin with?
No,
like,
this is
weight-wise?
this is my brother's older son, so he's actually pretty tall and skinny.
Okay.
And so lengthwise it'll be fine. Like, I mean, he'll grow into it. I'm not too bothered, but like it's totally, this body part to me like looks really, really long and thin, but it's perfect for Max because he's really skinny and really tall.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's like, well, all my nephews are going to be taller than me one day, so he's getting there. But, yeah, so that was it's a super fun pattern. It's, she's got a little version as well if you're doing it for like, the Big Tom is for kids, like children, and she's got a toddler version as well.
I wonder if she has an adult version. Brian would look cute in that.
You could, I think the big sizes are, the biggest size you could probably just make it a few stitches bigger. I mean, it's top down.
I'm sure there's something like that out there.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Because his Guston looks really good on him. I don't know why I want to knit this sweater right now. I'm shaking the camera. Sorry. Touching the table with my feet.
I have a different setup again today, so.
So what is your stash total with your sad face?
It's not just a sad face. It's supposed to be the bawling, crying face.
It's evolved.
It's a very, It's a very paltry 5,808 meters. And
It's not that bad. Like, a lot of podcasters are around that range.
I know, but I was supposed to be at 15. I have, like, not even a month.
How are those 5-fingering waist sweaters going?
You'll see
jerk.
2 of them later.
Well, that's good. At least you're working on them.
Exactly. And then there was another one I sort of worked on in the sense that I did 2 rows on it, but I didn't feel like bringing it because I looked pretty much the same as last time I showed it a month and a half ago. So
There you go.
anyway, your turn.
So I didn't bring it with me, but I added an extra inch onto Brian's donuts hoodie that I made him last year.
Cheater.
No, the hood was really shallow, and I've been meaning to fix it forever, and it was just an excuse to fix it. I might insert a picture here. I may or may not. It's not really that interesting. It's just like an inch of garter stitch.
You can show the sweater at least.
It's true. And I wanted to mention, I knit it out of the knoll tweed, and it is wearing amazing. It's
Yeah.
a year later. It's soft. It's beautiful. Is
Is it pilling much?
at all. None.
Nice.
No pilling at all. And Brian wears it all the
Yay.
time. I had to pry it. I had to tell him to stop wearing it because the hood looks stupid. But yeah, so a year later, wearing amazing. Super excited. Buttery soft, but wearing well. So,
That's so good.
and we got new colors in.
Yeah, we
There's
did.
an orange, which I didn't grab.
There's some really
We'll
nice
grab it during
colors that came
intermission.
in, and a really nice dark, well, kind of a vibrant green that looks really nice. So.
We'll talk about it more later.
Yeah.
So I have a lot more faux for the craft all the things section, but my knitting and fibrey faux, because I'm moving in with my boyfriend Brian, which I'm very excited about. We got our first place, so I was crafting like crazy for things I think we needed for our apartment. So I made some crochet dishcloths, which are they're pretty much a granny square. It was Knit Picks pattern. The blues are Knit Picks Dishie, and these guys are Sudz that I got at 88 Stitches when I was out there, because I found out that we were getting the apartment while standing in their store. And I was like, oh crap, I need to get stuff to make stuff for our apartment. So I did that. This one I realized is significantly smaller. This is same things except it has a gray middle. This one is more greens. And this guy. The gray I think is Bernadette.
The handicrafter?
Yeah, that's it. That I had in my stash.
They've gotten nicer in that stuff. It used to be super splitty and awful, and some of the colors are actually quite nice now.
Yeah, this one's older.
Yeah.
But anyhow, they're dishcloths. They're done. I think they're cute. So now Brian can clean dishes. Well, I'm cooking, so we've made agreements that he will clean dishes if I will cook, which works for me because I hate cleaning, but I do enjoy pumpkin-shaped dishcloths. This one is actually our yarn. It's the 4 Seasons cotton. It's the Pumpking.
It needs to be like.
I know. I didn't want to block a dishcloth.
Gee, why not?
Forgive me. So it's a little bit wrinkly. This is the Pumpking dishcloth pattern. And I did the top out of the Knit Picks Dishie, but the Sudz is from, or not Sudz, 4 Seasons.
4 Seasons cotton. It's a
4 Seasons
diamond
cotton.
Nova thing.
But I love fall, and because it's 30 degrees nowadays, I kind of am just like aching for it to not be
Well, isn't
summer
it
anymore.
gonna be the pumpkin spice latte season in like a couple weeks? Like,
Yes. I'm
so
so
we
excited.
started so early.
I'm so excited to be basic for like 3 months. But yeah, so this guy technically, I didn't do it on purpose, but the lady who designed this, Teresa Gregorio, is Canadian.
Yay!
So it technically counted for the Canadian knit-along. So if anyone needs some pumpkin dishcloths, totally a great knit-along for the Canadian cow.
I wonder how much work it would be to supersize that and make a pumpkin blanket.
Well, you could just do it in like super bulky.
That's true.
This is just done in worsted. I think I used a different needle than what they call for in the pattern because the gauge seemed too tight, and also I didn't have that needle on hand, and it's a dishcloth. So there's that, and then my last and biggest faux. You're gonna have to help me, I think.
Okay.
So I knit my the Rain Outside shawl. It is too big for the screen, but it is beautiful and huge. It goes over here as well.
It's so lovely.
So this is a pattern by Sylvia Bilvia, soft sweater. Sylvia McFadden, her like 7
Hi,
aliases.
Sylvia!
I knit it out of Broco Ultra Alpaca that I got at 88 Stitches. And it's beautiful and drapey, and I loved it. And I'm super excited. I'm gonna put it on. It's too warm in here. but I'm super...
In alpaca, you'll last like 2 seconds.
Ooh,
Careful.
cool. As I kill myself. That was my shoe.
Bouncy screen.
Sorry, guys. But yeah, this is probably how I'm going to wear it. And this is why I love big shawls. So it's supposed to be knit in DK weight. Rocco Ultra Alpaca is a worsted. But I like big shawls, and it's going to look super great with like a sweater, like a thinner sweater, or even like I have a navy pea coat. It'll look amazing. Yeah, and I did the reverse colors of what she did in the pattern. Her main color was the darker gray, and my main color was the lighter gray. But I think it's perfect for this, which is pretty much how I like to wear my shawls. What's funny is I swore off knitting shawls, and then Sylvia put these out. You can also do this, but this is... I feel very old lady-y when I wear them like this. But
I love when you do that, and then you tie them around the back.
Yeah,
it's kind of bad for the shawl, like, a little bit, I guess, if it's, well...
I can do this, but I feel like a babushka. So, I will probably wear it the other way because it makes me feel way cooler. I do have a picture of it spread out on my fence in my backyard in traditional shawl modeling fashion, so I might throw that in. But yeah, so that was a random thing that I cast on for a need for garter stitch. Selfish knitting.
Was that...
It's great.
It's the worsted weight Ultra Alpaca, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I went up a needle size. I think I knitted on 5mm to get close to her gauge.
Mm-hmm.
I did need 4 skeins of the Ultra Alpaca though.
Okay.
Initially I only bought 3. I used every last inch of the light gray. None of it left whatsoever. I have about like half a skein left of the darker gray. But yeah, so I went up a needle size. I went up 2 needle sizes. I knitted on a US 8, 5mm, because it's a worsted weight yarn, and I didn't want the garter to be dense and not drapey. What was I gonna say? I have nothing else in my notes. So I entered it in the Canada cowl, but I also entered it in Suburban Stitchers Around Your Neck cowl. More coffee. Around Your Neck cowl. And I think that goes until the end of August, I think. I might try and get some more Christmas presents knit. Some cowls and stuff that I have planned, so I can enter those.
Yeah, really. In all past years, you've been crafting Christmas at this point, and
yeah,
you're not even there yet. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. Like I tried to like do more sewing for
terrible.
Christmas this year because I kind of just want to knit all the yarn I have stashed for me. I'm in a place right now where I like want to knit all my yarn and not buy any, which is weird. Probably because I just put all my yarn in boxes and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, and you'd see how much you have. It's hard though, because this time of year, everything new is coming in. It's like you want to just cast on everything. Mm-hmm. There's just so much to finish.
Do you want to talk about your whips? Oh, okay. Hang on, I forgot to. So my stash dash meterage. Oh yeah. I'm at 7,447 meters.
I'm never gonna catch up.
And yeah, so I have done calculations. If I finish like the projects I have planned, like my giant crochet blanket, I actually finished my April, I fixed my green sweater, a list of things I did math on, then I in theory can get to 15k. We'll see though. If I get to 10, I'll be happy. But we'll see. In my head, I just knit for like the entire Portland trip.
Oh so, yeah.
It's a 6-hour drive.
Who's driving?
Not me.
Perfect.
I don't drive. I can drive in an emergency if like everyone else in the car for some reason like passes out and I'm the only one left alive. I can drive about 20 kilometers an hour until a cop pulls us over and be like, what are you doing?
You know, in the States, they'll pull you over if we're going too slow.
Oh, I know, but then that means I'll be like, everyone else in this car passed out. Please help. Something horrible happens. So, yeah, no, it's Brian and Steve, I think, are driving, and then Sam and I are going to sit in the back and torture Jamie with our knitting for 6 hours, which I'm excited about. Okay.
Well, at least you have stabby things if he doesn't like it.
Oh, no, I'm sure he'll be fascinated. Knowing us, we might teach him to knit.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Be like, you bored? You want to make me a tea towel? I apparently can't make tea towels. I tried to make like 7 and I just failed. I just bought one yesterday. I was like, I give up.
That knitted tea towels, you can sew them and get some nice linen from Fabricana and sew some. But,
I was going to get some of that tea toweling and then like put accent strips on it. Yeah, well, like I was going to like crochet
they have
in the
that
same
vintage
colors.
Stuff at Fabricana. I need to go there and buy some of that because buying those online is expensive.
They have it at Fabricland as well.
Do they?
Yeah. Yeah, so like I've tried to like sew them, I've tried to weave them, I've tried to crochet them, I've tried to knit them, and just like all the time Now I've ripped out like 7, so I give up. I just bought one yesterday because it had a bunch of whisks on it and said "whisk me away," and I was like, "This feels like a Brian dishcloth," so I purchased it.
Yeah, I don't know that because we have our boat actually came with knitted dishcloths, which I thought was really cool.
That is cool.
Apparently, the grandmother of the person who owned it before made them for the boat or something. But anyway, they don't. They're great for washing dishes, but I don't think they would like a knit cotton dish or tea towel. I don't know that it would dry dishes so well.
Yeah, I
find that they're not as absorbent. It's like some of those. I have some inexpensive tea towels that don't absorb any water, and you just kind of rub it around on the plate. You don't actually take any water off it.
Yeah, no, I'm not really. I'm not sure. I bought one with a horrible pun on it. I'm in my head at some point, like I'll probably buy the tea toweling, and then I'm hoping either embroider them or cross stitch them or something.
Yeah.
We'll see though. I don't know whether or not I have time and or patience for that. I might just buy tea toweling, serge around the outside, and call it a day.
There you go.
All right.
Okay, so whips. So I'll start with this one because look, it's in my lap. So this, I'll give you a nice close. Look at all that squishy fisherman's rib. I love this fabric. It is so squidgy and thick, and like, you can't really see on the sides of it. So this is a new yarn that, because I know that I said that I had 20 works in progress and I wasn't going to cast on anything more until I finished them. Now, technically I did finish 2, but that's not really enough. But this is a store sample, so it totally doesn't count, right? We're going with that. So this is a new yarn we just got in. I'm going to just show you the ball. This is called Stout, and the company is called Borgo di Pazzi in my non-Italian accent. It's 100% wool. The older labels used to say organic. This I noticed no longer says organic. It just says natural. But it's like super sheepy. It smells amazing. And you can see it's a marl, which is like so trendy right now. Because did you just see the Brooklyn tweed, the shelter marls? So you see, I actually caught on to a trend in time for once. And this is just a really basic pattern. It's a free pattern that we can give you with the yarn. And it's a fisherman's rib. So you basically just do knit purl all the time, except your knits are into the row below. And I think I might actually I'll take a photograph that we can put in, because it sounds like really simple to say we're knit into the row below, but not everybody knows what that means. So we'll put a little picture right here on what it looks like when you're knitting into the row below. And you just keep doing that over and over and over, the same thing for every row until you run out of yarn. So this is about halfway through. I measured it yesterday because I couldn't believe that it wasn't going faster. There's the rest of it. And it's supposed to get a little bit, by the time I get to the other end of the ball, you can see here how one end is lighter and one end is darker. So this one as well is supposed to become a little bit, when I wound it, the inside is like...
it's like an ombre sort of effect.
Yeah, it's ombre, so it goes lighter in the middle.
Gradient type stuff.
Yeah. Now the only thing about this yarn is we probably can't wind it for you because it's on a skein. The skein is about this big around.
It's a tiny skein.
You need someone to sit there like this holding it while you wind it. I did it by hand with this, and it got a little bit into a knot at the end, but if you're careful, it's not too bad. But yeah, super squishy. Mike's already claimed it. He was looking at it. It's like, wow, that's going to make a really nice scarf, which in Mike's speak is, please, can I have that when it's finished?
Well, that's good, though. I can't get Brian to wear scarves for the life of me.
Well, Mike likes them, but then he starts wearing them, and he remembers that this is not Ontario, and he doesn't actually need one here. So
the problem is that Brian is cold and just won't wear them, and then we'll complain about the fact that he's cold.
See, I don't wear anything. I don't like high necks on tops. I feel really choked, so I always put scarves on, because then the scarf doesn't have to be super tight. So that's why I have 52,000 scarves.
Makes sense. Do you want to go back and forth for the...
Yeah, go ahead, because you do the next one. I'm going to get my next one.
Okay, sounds good.
So just ignore me as I try not to bounce the table.
So I'll just do the one I'm working on. So I've been trying to work on the socks for Brian. These guys are, they are just a basic vanilla sock. Oh, there you go. Cool. All right.
Yeah, you can totally
lighting tricks. So these are just a basic toe-up sock. I put in a Fish Lips Kiss heel in navy, which you can't see, but it's navy. I haven't done a Fish Lips Kiss heel for Brian, so we'll see how this fits him. It's an experiment. The yarn is, what did I put? It is Superba Cambria by Rico. It's colorway 6. It's very exciting. I got it in Dublin when we were there last year at This Is Knit. If anyone's in Dublin, they're a fantastic yarn store.
I really wanted to go there, but I don't think they were open when last time I was in Dublin. It was that long ago.
Wow.
They just opened or something like that.
Yeah, no. Well, they were fantastic, although they were out of hedgehog fiber when I was there, but that's because she was moving studios. And now I will never get it because it is like $1 bajillion over here, and I don't really want it that badly.
We'll just have to take a work field trip to Ireland. Because
I love this trip that we're planning. It's almost as grand as the Grocery Girls one. All over the world.
Hey, that would totally work for me. We could do like a podcasters all over the world trip.
Oh, God, that'd be so good.
Split the cost, it'd be so much better.
So much money. So exciting, but so much money. And this is the second one. I like to knit mine in stereo, which I enjoy. One has Glenda's, where I'm like, where's the camera? There's Sharky, and then this one has little fishermen on them, because I thought they went with the blue. These are 64 stitches, 2.25 millimeter needles. I think last time I checked, which has been a long time, but the socks are still fitting. I think that gives me a gauge that's like 8.5, 9 stitches per inch, something like that. It all depends on the yarn, but since I do them toe up, if they look too big, I can always change them. Because I know Kay from Bakery Bears was having some gauge issues with her socks, and I was like yelling at the screen, I'm like, you should knit them toe up, you can try them on as you go. Oh yeah, so that's my contrast heel yarn.
Totally distracted. Check out how super vintage this is. I love it.
So I got a box of those from my I got a box of those from a coworker of mine when I worked at Michael's, because her mom passed away, and her mom had about 100, like not 100, but a lot of different balls of this.
25 grams. That's so funny.
So when they still did 25-gram balls.
Oh my gosh.
So I got a bunch of different colors of that, mainly navies, blacks, and a little bit of green. And what was really cute is that in the box was like notes about like the stitches for each like member of her family.
Oh my gosh, I love when you see stuff like that. That's so funny.
And like I'm still working my way through it, but yeah, this yarn is like super vintage. Like it's who owned the Croy yarn. Gold, yeah, it's super vintage.
It was really Canadian at that point. Since then I think Patons is like, now it's a multinational, but
yeah, and this it's technically, I'm using it because I have it, but it's technically only 15% nylon. But I feel like, right? I've had heels in this though that haven't worn through, and they've worn fairly well. But yeah,
to be fair, the quality of the wool in those days was probably a whole lot better than it is now.
Well, yeah, it was just a different thing, and sock yarn was made differently. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on, and those are Brian's vanilla socks, and I'm hoping to get these finished before I go to Portland, because I want to cast on some rainbow socks for me.
When do you leave again? The weekend of the 6th?
The 11th.
The 11th, okay.
You're good. It's not good. It's like not next weekend, the weekend
not
after.
In the park weekend?
No. Don't worry.
Okay. Sorry, I don't want to jump on you.
No, I'm done. I'm good. Sock.
So my next work in progress is this little cardigan, blanking on the name. It's Love's Promise by Amanita, who and I can't pronounce her last name. And I showed this before. It's the dye cauldron yarn in the denim colorway, and I picked up 2 skeins when I was in Toronto. And so it's just a basic little cardigan, one of those shoulder warming ones that doesn't really do up properly.
I think they call those an open front.
Open front, yeah. And it's got this little lace detail down the side, which is actually super easy, except when you stop reading the pattern and just like, oh, I'll just wing it. I'll just pick it up. I have pulled this stupid thing out so many times, and it drives me up the wall. And
it's not better. Not better at all.
It's the same. I have another. The next one I'm going to show you. It's the same stupid thing. It's the most basic pattern. I don't know if you can see it. I need like paper behind. Can you?
That did not help at all.
It did not help at all. It's a little trefoil, like, you know, the one row has 2 yarn overs, the next one has 1 yarn over centered over them. And I just keep doing it the wrong way. I keep putting because you knit a stitch, you do yarn over, and then you do a decrease. And I kept going decrease, yarn over, stitch. And I'm like, it's just stupid.
If you just consistently did it like the whole time.
I know, but well, yeah, but then I get like, because all the curves go one direction, and then all of a sudden there'd be one that swoops the other way. And it was, at one point I was going to leave it because it was like 2 pattern repeats back, and I'm just like, oh, I'll just leave it. And then I did another couple rows. I'm like, no, I can't leave it. And then I decided not to leave. I tried to fix it, and it meant I had to pull it out, and it's been a mess. But other than that, it's actually a really cute sweater, and I'm super excited to get to the sleeve so I can actually get close to finishing it. I think I have like 4 inches more on the bottom to do, because it only comes to like hip. just above your hips kind of thing, and then the 3/4 length sleeves, and then it should be done. And hopefully I can get that done in time for Stash Dash, because that would be another 1,000 yards. Well, 920 yards. So
what is that in meters?
900. Not enough.
That's good though. My sweaters are about
something.
900 meters, so.
So yeah, hopefully I can get it done. That's all I can say.
That's good, I guess. Okay. Yeah, that'll be a Canada Cow one too,
Yes,
won't it?
because the yarn is from Dye Cauldron, and they were based in Kelowna in BC, and I'm not sure how much they're still dyeing, because she went back to medical school.
How
Imagine
rude
that.
of her.
It's like when Weezer broke up and they went back to medical school. So
Did
random.
they really? Is that why they broke up?
Yeah, because
Oh.
they went back to be doctors because.
I'm way too young for Weezer, unfortunately.
Yes,
like
I know.
I missed that.
Oh, but their sweater song was so perfect.
I think I'm just too young for it. I don't get it. Please, no one judge me on my age. Happens all the time.
To be fair, I don't really know that I got their whole Muppets thing in the second album, their latest album, but
I literally have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
kids.
Well, it's like, I also don't, I'm also probably going to get hate for this, the real hipster statement. I also don't like Nirvana, but it's because I've grown up in a world post-Nirvana influence, so to me, they just sound like everything else I've heard my whole life. And I'm like, I don't get it. They're dirty, their music is really depressing, and I don't get it.
I didn't know who they were until Kurt Cobain died, so I'm not so much better.
I was like, please no one judge me. I forgot to say that my vanilla socks were living in my Riv Creative cat bag. It's my favoriteest. Love it so much. Okay, and this one is a bag I made, but it's my Zelda bag, which I love so much. It's bigger than my normal bags because the pattern repeat was long and I wanted it all in there. So this is close to being done, which is annoying. I was trying so hard to finish it on the way here, guys, and it just didn't happen. So this guy's on the bind off. I also realized I made this leg really long, not on purpose. So these are zigzagular socks in Riverstone Yarns Dark Star colorway, which is cool and variegated and looks really cool on the screen. And you can't see the thing at all. So up the side here, these are Brian's black belt socks. But there you go. You can see this
neat.
really cool wavy pattern.
Does he know you're
kinda.
making these for him?
He does, yes. I'm really not good at secrets. I'm like, look at this thing I'm making you. So these are because Brian got his black belt, and I thought this wavy thing going up the side, which I've now lost, kind of looked a bit like a black belt. So yeah, these will be for him. The pattern, way off my game today. The pattern is the zigzagular socks, which I think is done by one of the Prairie Girls. I can't remember if it's Susie or Danny. But they're a free pattern on Ravelry. I'm doing doing 66 stitches, which is a weird number. Aware of that. Normally Brian's sock is 64 stitches, but because of this pattern here, I just wanted to throw in a couple of extra stitches just in case. I just put them on the back. And when I did the heel, I did an OMG, or spacious OMG heel. Because man feet don't seem to agree, or at least the man feet I knit for don't seem to agree with a normal OMG heel, but you can kind of see it's a little bit, the flap is a little bit longer, and this part is a little bit more bulbous. So it cups the heel a bit better. So when I did this, I just did the 64 stitch, and then when I came around to this side, I increased up again. Because his heel isn't bigger, it's just the around bit. So yeah, that's that guy, almost done. I didn't realize how long the leg was till I started, like I pulled it out of my bag the other day. But it's almost the exact same length as his foot. And this is my second one. So I'll get this, hopefully get part of the leg done today at Knit Group. We'll see though. And then these guys can get off my needles. This one I'm knitting on my Karbonz. I really need to get another high sharp sock knitting. It's really weird to have one on Karbonz and then my other one on high sharps.
We have to do an order for high soon, so
You always have to do an order for high.
we can put it in there.
So I think we have them. I just haven't purchased them.
Oh, because
So
you're
that's-
not looking for the 9-inch ones.
No,
Okay.
God, no. I've given up on being a 9-inch sock knitter. But yeah, so that is Riverstone Yarns Dark Star colorway. Basic 75 wool, 25% nylon. So they fit for a whole bunch of knit-alongs. Canada Cal, because it's Canadian yarn. The Pal Cal, which is the podcast along knit along, which is hosted by Actually Knitting.
How am I not? Is this like a particular podcast that does it? Because everyone keeps talking about these podcast knit alongs. I'm like, how am I not knowing about any of these things?
Yeah, Actually Knitting is a podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I need to go on.
She's an audio podcast, and she does this every year, I think. Well, she's done it the past few years. I really enjoy it.
There's a thing in my yarn.
And it's also for the Bakery Bears stack of socks, or Summer of Socks Cal, which I'm not failing at, but not making as much progress on as I thought I would.
Because how about you just stick to socks and not do any more sweaters?
No, well, I haven't done any sweaters. This is the thing. I've just been
fixing them.
Yeah, no, because I actually want Brian to be able to wear them. Also me, because that green sweater is just it looks like I stole my parents' sweater. It looks awful. Okay, so that's that.
Okay, I can do my last one.
Yeah, go for it.
So this one I had to pull out of. This was one of my of the 20 that I had half forgotten about and resurrected. And I don't know why I put the sweater away. Well, I kind of think I know, but. So this is, it looks very strange. Untangle my other thing. This is the Naima sweater by Anna Stricka, which again, I'm butchering the German name. My friend Claudia would make fun of me. And it's it feels like it's wrinkled because it's been in a project bag for a little while. Let me put it on. It's like half a sweater right now. Because I was doing this last year and I was doing another top-down sweater and I dislike sleeves a lot, as you may have noticed. So I did the sleeves first on this one before I started the body. And so I have this much of a sweater, which is kind of fun, actually. You could almost just make a really cropped sweater of it.
You wanted the coat, though, didn't you?
Yeah, and this is going to be a sweater coat. It's a
swote.
It's a swote, exactly. So it's got this fun, you can see the increased detail down the side. And it comes sorry, I'm going to stick my arm in your way.
That's okay.
It comes all the way down here and goes down. And then it goes down the back as well. And then it widens. It'll go down to just kind of past a coat, past your hips, whatever. And it does have buttonholes, actually.
Your yarn's dying.
It is dying. It's caught on the middle.
Sorry.
So there's two versions of the sweater. There's a long one and a short one, and I'm doing the long one. And it will have little pockets, and there's a fun little ferrule detail on the top edge of the pockets, which I'm super looking forward to doing. I'm making it with Highlander yarn from Diamond. It's a sport weight Highland wool. Super, super nice. Really great stitch definition, which you can't actually, well, I don't know if you can see it. That's the rib. You can kind of see it in there.
Seeing you knit this, I really want to knit the quantity that I have at home.
Oh, of this yarn?
Yep.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. And actually, one of our customers she did the Wanderling sweater by Isabel Kramer, and it's got all these cable details down the back, and it looks amazing. There's just the definition on the yarn is stunning. And it's super inexpensive. It's even it's going up a wee bit. It's going to be $6 a ball, which is 150 meters, and it's not, I don't know. You can make a sweater out of maybe 8 of them or something if you're small-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the thing about the sweater is I think I stopped because this detail, all along the yarn overs were in the same place, and then now they're moving because it's a shaping to the sweater, and I got super confused because I felt like I was doing something wrong, and I kept questioning it, and then I think I felt like it wasn't going to fit me, and I wasn't super happy with it, and then it just got stuffed in a corner because I was going to rip it out, because that's sort of what happens when I get sick of things. I just go and hibernate, and then when I pull them out, I'm like, no, that's it, it's gone, taking it out. But I pulled it out, and I really want to finish it now, so I need to. Part of what I want to do today is figure out where I was and get on the pattern. I should have comments on my notes on my digital copy of my pattern, but hopefully I can find them.
You'll be okay. You're
and
a
if
smart
I
lady.
can
You've
finish
been knitting
it,
forever. So.
It's supposed to be 1,200. Well, no, it's supposed to be 1,100 yards, so about 1,000 meters. So it's dash right there. It's half a sweater finished.
There you go. That's what Stash Dash is for.
Exactly.
And I have one more whip, and then we'll probably take an intermission.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I always forget we're supposed to do that. So this isn't in the show notes. Obviously it'll be there for you guys, but it's not there right now. But I forgot that I'd worked on a solid inch of this past the sleeve.
Oh my goodness. Every time I see this, I just want to go cast mine on
Do you want to knit mine for me? It's just I'm not enjoying this, but it needs a lot more braining than I currently have the ability to do.
Is that a Dalek progress keeper?
No, yes it is.
That's so cool.
Okay, so this is my April I realize with my hair I'm gonna look real funny in this color, but I love it. Also, because I'm gonna dye my hair more green because this is going green anyway. I'm gonna look like possibly the Joker. I kind of want to get purple lipstick and just rock it on a daily basis just to freak people out. So if you guys can see, there's a lovely stitch pattern, pretty. And my Dalek is backwards. And I have my little Dalek progress keeper. He's going to exterminate my sweater. But yeah, so last time I think you guys thought I just separated for the sleeves, and I got like a couple of pattern repeats done. So it's slowly working. I need to work on it a little bit more. Small part of me wants to take it with me to Portland, but I'm like, can I do lace in the car?
I wouldn't risk it, no.
But it's a 6-hour drive. I'm like, I don't know. It's small. I might bring it just in case. Obviously, I have room for 4 projects.
I took 4 or 5 projects when I went sailing. And
you're not in a car with 4 other people.
Well, no.
For 6 hours.
I was not.
I am tempted to start my Georgetown, though, because I really want
that. You did already.
No, I wound up the yard.
Oh, okay. That's what
that I was like, I should make adult decisions and finish other things. But yeah, so this is a thing. Maybe I'll go home and work on it. I don't know. I make no promises, but it's real pretty.
The color's just so good.
It would actually look really cute over this dress with the collar sticking out if we did this. Look it, I'm so cool. Perfect. Need to make more of these dresses. But yeah, so that's April. It's by Isabel Kramer, knit out of the Holscar and Super Soft, which smells amazing. Every time I go to knit this, or every time I look at the sweater and smell it, I'm like, oh, I need to work on you. It smells so nice. I don't know why I like the smell of the spinning oil, but I do.
It's the same as this one. It's super sheepy and it yeah, it's amazing.
And that's kind of what it looks like. So yeah, slow progress because it's lace on every side of the sweater. When I signed on for this, I'm pretty sure I thought that the lace was only on one side.
But it's in the round, so of course it's on all
No,
sides.
I thought the back was plain.
Oh.
No, it's lace all the way around.
Well, okay, it's too late now because you started it. But I'm sure if you wanted to make it with the plain back, you could.
Oh, you totally could. But I just, when I signed on for it, I was like, oh, yeah, it's just lace on the front and it'll go real fast.
The only thing is I found that, because I have one of her sweaters that I love, but it's the Pink Memories one, which I did in the gray. Mm-hmm. The little pocket for your knitting. It's so cool. But the difference in texture between the back and the front in the round sweater, that one has garter on the front and stocking it on the back.
But it's lace, though. You'd block the crap out of it.
Yeah, I guess it would work better. It would balance better.
It would.
Because the difference in tension, fabric textures, just, I don't know.
Well, I think it's just a way of getting a high-low hem without actually having to do anything about it. Yeah, and those sweaters are very trendy for, the past 2 falls because leggings are a thing.
Yeah.
And yeah. But anyhow. So that's all our whips and our faux. We're going to take a short intermission and we're going to come back with acquisitions, shop news, and craft all the things.
And now you can see my videos from sailing.
It's true. Yay. Okay. We'll see you guys in a second.
I hope you enjoyed our little videos. And we have, sorry, my yarn is stuck. I'm trying to unstick it. I need to
You need a yarn.
I need another yarnet.
Can you just take your yarnet out?
Okay, I'm going to use my yarnet for this.
You have to talk about acquisitions.
Sorry, distracted. Okay. I went to Victoria on my sailing trip. And, of course, that means I had to go visit Beehive Wool Shop. Which, if you can believe, I have never actually been there before. Which is horrific. I went when I was... I want to say when I was 16, but I couldn't have been because I didn't know when I was 16. So there's no way I would have gone then.
Your mom didn't knit, right?
No, she would not. That enough that we would have gone to a yarn store traveling. But no, so I must have been like older than, well, in university at least, because that's when I started. But I do remember going to a Beehive shop, which was in the Eaton Center or the Bay in their mall, and it was like, I don't know, very Lewis Craft-esque. But anyway, I've talked to Val, who's the current owner of Beehive, and she's like, yeah, that was a really long time ago when we were 3 different stores and. Doesn't count because they've actually amalgamated. Anyway, long story short, it is the most beautiful yarn store. You have to go if you're in Victoria. It is gorgeous. They have all this exposed brick. They have just the way things are set up. I'm like going around going, oh, my store could look like this. Oh, and then Mike's like, yeah, we don't have exposed brick. I'm like, oh.
They're in a build. The thing is about Victoria though, like their buildings are designed to look older. Like
well, it is also
near Chinatown too.
It's near Chinatown. I'm sure it's an authentically old building, so when they have exposed brick, it's like the original, and it's beautiful. Anyway, you totally have to go. And when I was there, I was like drooling over everything, and I found, look at this, look what I found. Oh, and the color shows up in everything. Look at that. It's
what is
so
it, Glenda?
Pretty. It's so pretty.
What is it?
Wait, what? I have to tell you. Blue Face Luster 2/8, which I think is the reference to the thickness. It is a light fingering weight yarn. It's 100% Blue Face Luster. 500 meters or 546 yards per 125 grams. This gives you an idea of the thinness of it. It's pretty fine. But, you know, I'm all about the fingering weight these days. I can't seem to buy, even though I want a worsted weight sweater, I can't seem to buy any. It's really weird. And I got 2 skeins of it because I want to make a little sweater. So you can see they're pretty close together. This is the Stardust colorway. And they do say, like, definitely buy all of your yarns at once for your project, because there were 3 skeins there and I took their 2 that looked the most similar, and they're still not, I mean, they're hand dyed, so they're hand dyed. You have to just accept that. But I'm going to stripe them, and I think I just want this super simple, like wide, not quite boat neck, but wide crew neck sweater, longish sleeves, oversized a little bit. So I'm just, so cozy. I can just see it in my head. It's going to be perfect. And it's so You're missing what I'm doing.
I'm just like quietly. I'm like, I have nothing to say. I'm glad you're just like.
I love it.
Very excited. This was craft all the things for my transition. I think I say it like that because Katie says her. What does she say like that? Oh, she said the void along like that. So I think I started saying craft all the things like that. So because Brian and I are moving in together, I decided to make a ton of stuff for our house. Which is great and also not great because I've realized how many scraps I own. So the reason I started talking about Evan's mom is because I got into quilting a little bit. I don't know how much more quilting I'm going to do, but we'll see. Yes. So we were using these guys, which are little coasters I made. They're log cabin with scraps of different things that I have sitting around. And then on the back, please no one who actually quilts judge me for my binding. This is the first quilting I've ever done. On the back it's space, because I'm an adult. So these were just quilt as you go, log cabin things.
Is it fleece on them or flannel on the back?
Yes.
I love printed flannel. It's hard to find good printed flannel.
I got a bunch of it at Dresso.
Oh yeah?
For pants at Christmas time, and this was
nice.
Leftover stuff.
Fabricana often has some, but it can be a little bit on the pricey side. And I used to knit blankets and back them with fabric when I had more ambition. Now I just find patterns that aren't one-sided. Okay. But flannel makes great backing for knitted things.
It does. And yeah, so those are, I made some coasters.
They're so cute. I really like them.
I felt like we needed coasters. I don't know. I was also like stress crafting. So these are also, it started with these, and then I made the coasters. I made us some placemats. And in my head, if I get better at this with the sheer amount of fabric I have, I think I might open an Etsy store.
I was just going to say that. You should totally...
I have so many scraps. We'll see, though. So yeah. And if anyone has seen my handmade dresses, you might be able to recognize some of the fabric.
This one, hold it up. This one is on her right now.
Yeah. And this is a skirt that I wear all the time. This is my Zelda. Oh, this is the Zelda fabric I talked about last time. And you see, kind of like, this is nothing actually interesting, but that was the style. And this is my favorite. I love this fabric so much.
The little ninjas.
The ninjas!
That's so fun.
That fat quarter is in, like, everything. I got one fat quarter. It's in, like, 3 coasters. It's a project bag.
Was it a dress so fat quarter?
No, spool of thread.
Okay, because I noticed sometimes you get like, these monstrous fat quarters, and sometimes they're like barely a quarter. I guess that's the nature of them, though, right?
That's true. Oh, and then there's the koalas.
Yarn everywhere.
Koalas.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to be doing this.
And anyone, stop shaking the camera. For anyone who doesn't know, my mom was born in Belfast. So when we went back to Belfast when I was little, she showed us this TV show called Naughty.
Is that how you found it?
Yeah, it was my mom. So this fat quarter that I put on the back is all Naughty fabric.
That's so fun.
So it appeals to a very specific part of my childhood that no one in my life will understand.
Super funny, because I remember watching, you know, when I was a kid and we lived in the country and you had 2 channels.
Is that the one you had?
No, but that's all right. I had the little teeny ninja one. Not that it matters, but anyway, totally random thing. I used to watch a lot of the Knowledge Network, which is like the public access, not public access. It's like the educational channel, and they had all these British kids TV shows like Bagpuss and the
Bagpuss.
What's the one? It's this British one. If you're British, you'll know it. You'll totally know it. It's this old weird cat thing, and then the
Miffy, maybe. I watched a lot.
I watched a lot of Miffy.
I had a Miffy dress. I thought it was the coolest thing
Miffy's
ever.
the best. But no, the one I'm totally blanking out. Those little pink things that are knitted, and they're all over Daramore's right now. They're these little pink. Anyway,
we'll Google them.
Yeah,
it's this thing.
And I know all of these, and because when I moved back to England, when I moved to England, it's not like I went back there, I knew all these shows that they all knew from when they were kids, and I'm like, I grew up in BC, how did I know about these? But it's something about this weird era of TV programming that all came from Britain. Yeah. And it was all super, like, it was 70s TV, and I was not watching it in the 70s, but...
The Naughty I was watching was not from the 70s, but anyway,
yeah,
my mom...
they redid it, I think. They made a newer version, too.
Yeah, not that version. Anyhow, it's still on TV, but anyhow, yeah, no, I'm like, I still have lots of stuff to talk about. So this is the second one I made, with some toques at the bottom, because this one's supposed to be Brian's in theory, and he wears a lot of toques.
I want to do this kind of thing for Christmas.
I love on the back.
Oh, fun!
I'm definitely going to do it for Christmas as well.
Yeah, because they always have those like fat quarter packs.
Yeah, I'll probably make themed ones because I have a lot of themed fabric. I also made napkins, which we don't also current. I went nuts. I made a lot of stuff. So this is what I said about the ninja fabric. Everything. So this ninjas, and then I just had some like linen that I put on the back, and this is generic dot things with ninjas. This was a very ample fat quarter.
Oh, I like that fabric.
This I made a dress out of. It's the double gauze B fabric.
I want to feel it with me, my double gauze.
Hang on. Well, this is currently quadruple gauze. And then I have my Captain America Avengers. I'm just going to keep going while you touch things.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
And then it's stars on the back because it's America.
That's so nice.
And I have TARDIS.
Oops.
Who knows? Maybe these things will also end up in my fictional Etsy store. Not these ones, obviously, because I'm going to use these and love them and call them George. I clearly had a lot of this Avengers fabric. And then some lovely just florals with muslin on the back. I went a little nuts, guys. And now you can see the Zelda print. So this is the Zelda print.
Oh my gosh, it's totally Zelda. That's so cool.
Right? I love it so much.
Examine your skirt very closely.
It's okay. It's on my body. But yeah.
Staring at somebody's skirt that closely.
So the Zelda circle skirt I was talking about last time is this print. And I love it. And you now probably, anyone who likes Zeldas now understands why I couldn't leave it in the store. Mm-hmm. And then I have another one. But the back is the just plain black linen again. And I have more. This is also why not a lot of knitting got finished.
It's okay. It might give me a desperate chance. You should do lots and lots more of this.
I tried really hard
Keep
to
sewing.
give her like a giant break. So I also made paperless paper towels. Just a thing I did.
Also known as cloths.
Yeah, no, but like you're supposed to take snaps and put them together. But when I bought a snap thingy. I bought snaps. and they didn't go together.
Take them.
It's the wrong snaps.
I don't like make a roll of them. You mean?
Yeah. So you put snaps on each side, and then they literally just go on a
Just
thing.
make a stack of cloths. It's just as easy.
I think I'm gonna sew a basket.
I'm gonna steal a peek at when you put one
No,
down. I'm
it's
gonna
okay.
steal a peek at them.
Yeah, for sure. So they're essentially just like a square, same sort of fabric, but I got these cheapy cloths from Walmart. They're like bar cloths.
Oh yeah,
to make them more absorbent.
Yeah.
This is another reason I didn't want to make tea towels. I was like, I made these things, like, so.
You can. Actually, I was going to ask you if you'd bought terry cloth, because you can of course just buy the terry.
Terry cloth is so expensive.
Is it?
No, yeah, it was
I've
like
only
$20 a meter.
Really?
I'm like, I'm gonna use it to clean things. No,
Yeah,
universe.
no, seriously, you can just
And
buy
then I have that
inexpensive
one
cloths.
and the TARDIS one. I have about like 30 of
These are really neat.
these things. Apparently, there's a lot of people in need today.
We are on a direct route for emergency vehicles, so we get a lot of emergency vehicles.
In today.
Vancouverite don't know how to drive, and it's sunny, which means we really don't know how to drive. So
Also
there's
a lot
probably a
of
lot of
old
stupid
people.
car accidents.
Probably also old people. I just imagine it's always old people. But yeah, so I have a bunch of Avengers and TARDIS and about like 300 of these guys because I had a lot of this fabric. And yeah, so yeah, hopefully in theory maybe I'll like attach them with snaps, or I might just sew a box.
Just keep a stack of them
And
handy. It'll be easier to use.
yeah, we'll see.
Every time you wash them, you have to put them all back together.
Yeah, I just like the theory of it being like on a, we'll see. Probably just gonna end up in a basket. I also have a lot of baskets. And yeah, so that's all the sewing I did. Oh no, it's not. I also made a duvet. I made a duvet cover on my fancy new sewing machine.
You know you can
that's
buy
not
them
done
from
yet.
IKEA?
Yeah, no, but I wanted one that looked unique. And also
Oh.
it's a symbolic thing of being like, this is our first apartment. It's our first like
Right.
place together. So Brian and I dragged him to Fabricland and we picked out a turquoise. I'll hopefully, once again, insert a picture it's turquoise, white, and black, and it's a plaid, and it's a cotton polyester rayon, so it's really nice and soft, and will hopefully wear really nicely, and was on sale. And I needed like 8 meters of it, so yay. Won't lie, it's not cheaper than buying it, but it was the whole symbolic gesture of making a thing for our first apartment. And it's really nice and soft. So yeah.
Oh.
And no one else will have the same duvet. Because it kind of bugs me when I like go to someone's house. I'm like, I have that bedding. I don't know why. It bothers me. But all right.
So I did some crafting, a very small amount of crafting. Cause
I was like, I have my cross stitch, but you talk about your embroidery thing, and then I'll talk about my cross stitch.
So Kelsey, who was on a couple of episodes ago, I don't remember which number. She was looking at our history. You'll see her.
I think it was episode 5.
Episode 5. Okay, that makes sense. She's getting married in October, and so she had a bridal shower, which I was invited to and went to on Sunday, and I wanted to make her something because it's fun, and so I made her just a tea towel because I like to embroider tea towels because it's super 1950s and I love it.
You should embroider my tea towels.
It's actually super fun to do because my embroidery skills are pretty limited, but all you need are like 3 outline stitches, and then you can get creative as you get. The more you do, like. I have one at home and I got super fancy by the end of it because there was quite a lot, but you just start out really basic and just kind of, yeah, it's a lot of fun. So we'll put a picture here. It's a frying pan with a potato and a mushroom and, well, I keep saying a rutabaga, but it's probably a turnip. And they're all just happily dancing, about to be put into the frying pan.
That's morbid.
There's all of these.
We're about to die! Yay!
It's so funny. There's all of these really vaguely creepy designs you can find. I mean, I get a lot of them on Pinterest, and then often I'll go and actually buy the you can buy the old Aunt Martha's patterns, or these old iron-ons. They're like retro ones from, I mean, they're new printed, but they're okay, we're running out of time. Anyway, yeah, so here's a picture, and if you want more details, I'll put them in the show notes. And yeah, and I made that while I was sailing, and that's why I didn't do much knitting, because I was doing that every night.
Last thing I have for craft all the things is I've been working on my Will You Be My Neighbor cross stitch. Now there's at least 2 sheep and a lady with no hair. So making progress slowly. I don't know why I decided to pick it up, but I did. And yeah, so now I have sheep and thingamajig, lady. Yeah, that's by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and slowly making progress. Okay, so since we have very little time, we might have to rush through shop news a little bit here. So update on the Canada Post thing. They have temporarily not they've decided to not go on strike, although that was only until, I think, the end of the month.
I think so, but I think what happened is they realized how many of us were just like, forget it, we're going to other carriers, and they freaked out a little bit, and they decided that maybe if we go on strike, then nobody will come back.
Yeah.
So they decided not to go on strike.
So
for the moment, we're still shipping things, so do get your orders in.
Which is good, because we got a bunch of new yarn.
Yes. It is not all on the website yet, but I will struggle to have it up there by next week.
Okay, well, and our Canada Cal is still happening.
Yay! There have been so many cool things posted in the threads. I've like caught up when I got back on the weekend. So many fun projects, guys. You guys are doing amazing. Keep posting them. I love seeing them.
I do need to request that people keep chatter off of the finished objects thread. I've had to delete a couple of posts.
Can you whoosh them to the other thread?
No. Ravelry's not that exciting. So yeah, I've had to delete a couple of posts. I don't have time. Okay, so I've just had to delete some posts. Finished objects. Don't forget, if you use a BC designer or a BC yarn, you can enter twice. And then if you use like a Canadian pattern, that's different. That's a third entry. I maybe will try and film a different segment going into more detail when we don't have to open in 5 minutes.
Oh, we got 10 minutes.
We still have, anyhow. So we were featured on Cutout and Keep, which is pretty exciting. Glenda answered some questions, and we have a couple patterns up there.
And go check it out. It's in the blog under the shop showcase.
And I'll put a link in the show notes, which hopefully will end up in all the places. They're not in the down bar. Our show notes are on our Ravelry page and the down bar, and occasionally Glenda puts them on the blog.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep them on the blog, but I get behind.
All good. So we have new yarn in the store. We got new colors of the knoll tweed that I was talking about before. This, I think, needs to be a pumpkin ale so badly, possibly for me. And then we have some lovely greens and blues and like this mushroomy color. There should all be pictures on our Instagram, possibly the blog. We have the stout yarn that Glenda talked about earlier. As I get close to the mic, from the same company, we have the Cedro yarn that's bulky and really soft and sheepy if you don't want the marled.
Also 100% wool.
100% wool, 50 grams, about 109 yards per ball. Super soft and squishy, would make an amazing sweater. We have a new alpaca, which is exciting. It's a super alpaca. It's just a nice marled alpaca. We also have it in red, lavender, and an olivey green color, very similar to this one. Very nice and soft. Would make a fantastic shawl cowly thing. We also have new yarns from Kelsey. K-Zip Knits.
She showed them in episode 5. She showed some of her dyeing, and this is now available
and
for
she
sale.
Started doing speckles. And to me, this is zombie-tastic, and I love it. And this one's a little bit more confetti-y. This is her logo. She has 3 different bases, I think. There's a Highland, an MCN, and I think just a merino nylon, I think.
Yeah.
Right now.
She also has sparkle base. There's a couple of sparkles, and there's a merino sport.
There's a picture of them on our Instagram. I don't know if they're on the website yet or not, but if you're in town, come check it out. It's the most local thing you could possibly get from the store. Exactly. Wet Coast Wool is exclusive. We are also having our anniversary sale this weekend.
Yay, we are turning 4.
We're old. We're now almost in kindergarten. Unfortunately, these guys will not be, most of these won't be in the sale because they're brand new.
Yeah, no.
But there's lots of other wonderful things.
We have some pretty good discounts. I was going to go over them in more detail, but we have quite a good list of discounts in the 30 to 50% off range. So totally worth checking out.
I can post a more extensive list in the show notes.
Yeah, or the other thing is, so all of our sale prices will be available on our website. And on Saturday, the sale starts on Saturday. So Saturday morning, go on the discount corner on our website, and you'll see all the discounts. And it's the best way to shop them and see what's available. And then you can place your orders. And if you're local, you can do an online purchase with shop pickup as your shipping option, and then just come visit us.
We're also getting an exclusive colorway from Rain City Knits for our anniversary. That one, unfortunately, isn't going to be on the website. It's a local thing only. We don't do hold done it. You're in town, you want it, you gotta come get it yourself.
If
Gotta see your
there's
pretty
any-
face.
We have 30 skeins coming. Well, I'll call it 29
Super.
because clearly I'm taking one.
28.
Okay,
Sorry,
we have
guys.
28 skeins.
Yeah.
And if there's any left by Monday, they will go on the website eventually, but not.
They almost never make it to the site.
Yeah,
ever.
I think some of them. Sometimes I put them out there. It's like, but there's like one left, and it's like this is what we've done over the years.
Yep. So if you want that, you got to come by and see us. And yeah, also just come help us celebrate with being 4. We're in preschool, I think. I'm a nanny and can't remember what age kids go to school in.
5. Kindergarten starts at 5.
Yes, we were in preschool. That's
Yes.
terrifying. Yeah, so yay. I think that's everything this week. Sorry for rushing through the end bit. We got to open the store.
Yeah.
Even came in early.
There was something else I was going to say, and I've completely forgotten what it was now. Guess it wasn't that important.
Too late now. Okay, so we will hopefully film before I go to Portland next week, but I might film a little thing in Portland to shove in.
That sounds really rude. Sorry.
Whatevs. So yeah, I might film a little segment from Portland, film the yarn stores, all that fun stuff. But anyhow, so we will see you guys in probably less than 2 weeks, or 2 weeks-ish. Okay.
Bye.